You're listening to the Emotional Abuse Recovery Podcast, episode number 71. Today we're going to talk about taking inventory of your thoughts, what you watch, what you listen to, and not believing everything you hear, especially if it's hurting you. There are a lot of painful things out there. There are a lot of different beliefs and perceptions. There are different opinions. And what you are subscribing to. I'm not even just talking about in social media and online. I'm talking about subscribing to inside of yourself. What are you actually subscribing to inside your own mind? So the reason I wanted to get on here is because one of my clients reached out to me saying she'd watched a YouTube video saying that narcissists rarely have to pay for their actions or their crimes. And it made her heart break all over again. And I'm going to address this because this goes way deeper than just a YouTube video. And if you're subscribing, right, either literally or not, to this kind of belief system, it can keep you in pain. So stay tuned.
Welcome to the Emotional Abuse Recovery Podcast, a podcast specifically designed to help you heal after a toxic or narcissistic relationship. This podcast teaches you to use your subconscious mind to go from feeling stuck to set free. In here, you will learn how to use the power of your own mind to free yourself from emotional pain, move forward with confidence, and experience the inner peace you deserve in your healing journey after emotional abuse. I'm your host and subconscious reprogramming coach, Allison Dagny. So let's get started.
So when you're on your healing journey, it's so important to protect your progress. Because if you are out there watching videos, listening to podcasts, or following social media accounts that increase your level of pain, that's not serving you and that's not protecting your progress. It's really important to understand that we shouldn't always just believe everything that we hear, right? Especially if those things are hurting you. So that's why when I talk about taking inventory, what I mean is paying attention to the things that are being presented to you and deciding if that's something that you want to believe or if it's something that you want to challenge. Now, here's the thing. You can face painful things. I'm not saying that you need to run away from every post or every reel or every YouTube video that you see. That's not the point here. You can face something painful that might be true, right? Something that's painful that might be true would be like, I'm divorced or I was abused. These are facts. This is true for you. And facing it can be very painful. But facing what it means should also be challenged. Because the reality is the divorce happened. You were abused, right? But what are you making that mean? And what are you making it mean about you? The reality is the reality. But what you're making it mean is the belief. So you got to know the difference between a subconscious belief, a belief that you have inside of you, and an actual fact. This is an important distinction. So I want to go back to my client who messaged me saying that she had watched this video on YouTube and it really upset her because she'd been doing a lot of work and feeling really good. And now all of a sudden she's hearing this alternative viewpoint that narcissists rarely have to pay for their actions. And so you can see why that would create pain for someone. So my first question is, how does this person who made this video know this, right? We have enough difficulties obtaining real data about narcissistic people because the massive majority don't want to acknowledge that they're narcissistic. So how does this person really know this to be true? So that's something to be considered first and foremost. Where is this information coming from? Who is the person who's delivering it? Is this something that you really want to believe, right? And then the other thing is, who are they talking about in this YouTube video? They're painting all narcissists with the same broad brush, or are they talking about their own personal narcissistic abuser, right? Are they talking about criminals who were never convicted? Or are they talking about narcissistic people like John Gotti or Larry Nassar or Epstein who committed horrible, horrible crimes and abuses? Who are they referring to? Are they referring to everyday people who are narcissistic? Now, I haven't seen this particular video, and I'm not going to watch it, and I don't want to because it isn't in alignment with my beliefs, and I know that it won't serve me to maintaining my peace. YouTube wants views, right? People who are content creators, they're trying to get more views. And this creates pain, this kind of belief to put out there. And pain and controversial opinions like this cause you to keep watching, cause you to subscribe. Pain makes money. Pain gets clicks and subscribers. And this is one person's opinion. So which kind of opinion do you want to actually subscribe to? Like literally. The creator of this video has their own filter and perceptions. I don't even need to watch the video to know that. And if you go searching for things on YouTube, like do narcissists have to pay for their crimes, because you want a confirmation that they do or they don't, you're going to find some things that cause you pain along the way. Why? Because it's an opinion. It's not a fact. There's no way to possibly know the answer to this. Therefore, you are the one that has to choose what you want to believe. You have to choose which beliefs you want to subscribe to because everyone has a different filter. Maybe the person who made this video has only seen the narcissistic people in their life get away with it. So that makes sense. What doesn't make sense is you believing something through someone else's filter, through somebody else's lens and perception. And I know you don't do this for other things, so be discerning about this. Pay attention and question everything. Personally, for me, I subscribe to the belief that narcissists are absolutely miserable to the core. Not just from how I view them on the outside, but how they view themselves. I think that a narcissist wakes up every single morning with this gaping black hole inside of them that they must go out into the world and try to get supply to fill up that gaping black hole. It is a painful and horrible existence when you can't fulfill yourself, when you have to go out and hurt other people to try to make yourself feel better. And to me, that doesn't sound like somebody who's not paying for anything. It sounds like somebody who's completely miserable. Now comes the part that's going to help you the most. So you might want to grab a piece of paper and a pen to write these questions down. So let's just say that this YouTube video is true. Now, it can't be true because it's just a belief, but let's just say it is for the sake of helping you shift in this moment. How is holding on to the belief that narcissists never have to pay for their crimes helping you? And I want you to write that down. How is holding on to this belief helping you? Right? How is believing that specifically narcissists are getting away with it, how is that assisting your recovery? And if you believed this thought indefinitely or thoughts like it, what does that mean for your ability to feel happy? So think about these questions and really put some thought into answering them, because most people who are holding on to something like this are doing it because it helps them in some sort of way internally. So you might be saying, well, it doesn't help me, right? So then my next question is, then why are you believing it? Most people are holding on because it gives them something positive. Resistance is your brain's way of keeping you feeling safe. And if you hold on to the belief that narcissists should have to pay for their crimes, then when they don't pay, or you see that it doesn't appear that they're paying, you are suffering immensely inside. And when you believe they don't suffer for their crimes, and when you believe that they should be punished in however you define that punishment, and then that doesn't happen, then you suffer, right? So an example of this would be they should not be in a happy relationship, right? And you believe they should not be happy in a relationship. And then you see their new partner and you see them and they're on their social medias and it seems and it appears to be they're living it up and having a great life. You are suffering because what you see on the outside, whether it's real or not, is disagreeing with your subconscious beliefs. So in order to move away from pain and into peace, right? Peace has to be the priority. If peace isn't the priority, then what is? So what you believe is what causes the pain or the peace, and you get to decide. All right, so to wrap this up, what you need to do is take inventory of what you're watching, what you're listening to, who you're believing. Where is this coming from? What is the source, right? And what are you looking for confirmation of outside of yourself when it comes to the things that you're struggling with internally? Because the answers aren't outside of you. The answers are inside of you. I don't have these answers, only you do. So question everything. Reach out to me for support and schedule a free call to see if we're a good fit to work together, if this is something that you're struggling with as well. Because, these are things that we're always going to encounter throughout our healing journeys. And it's going to be so important to protect your progress when you're making strides and moving into the direction of peace and out of pain.
Thank you for being here with me today in the Emotional Abuse Recovery Podcast. I hope you found value here with me. If this podcast episode was helpful to you, I'd love for you to hit subscribe and leave me a review. My goal is to help you go from feeling stuck to set free. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook, and you can check out whentearsleavescars.com for more resources and information to help you with your own emotional abuse recovery. Until next time, here's to believing in